Hey guys, this is Mr. Kia and I am showing you what you need to do to print at home. All you're going to need is your plate, a marker of some kind, a piece of paper, and a spray bottle filled with water. Later on, we're also going to need something to print with, but we'll get to that later. For now, you're going to take your marker, and it doesn't have to be a Sharpie, but it does have to be water-based, and you're going to start coloring in your plate. This is obviously sped up, but as you can see, I'm covering every single line that is going to be printed. So taking your time, it doesn't matter if this dries out because we're going to fix that in a second. Now that we've drawn on our design, it's probably dry, so we're going to have to spray it with water. So go ahead and take your water bottle, spray it a little bit, and I'm going to lift this up to show you how covered it is. It's not super covered, but it is glistening a little bit. And since it's water-based, that means our ink is rehydrated. Now I'm going to have to dry off my table because I just sprayed it with water. And mine didn't actually dry all the way, so I'm actually just going to put my little rag down and do my printmaking on top of my rag. Now, I highly suggest you spray behind you so you don't have to do this. And now it's time to line up our plate. So I want the top of my plate to face the inside, so I'm going to face him right there, line him up, and now I'm ready to print. I'm standing up right now and I'm going to press down with my hand, and this is where that tool comes in to roll on this print. So you can actually put a paper on top of this so you're not rolling directly onto your plate, but as you can see, you can grab a glass jar, a mason jar, anything round to roll on your plate. And again, you want to hold it down steady with one hand so it doesn't shift a whole lot, and then you can put a lot of pressure while you're rolling. Now, one thing that you really want to make sure that you're doing is rolling all of the edges, so all 4 of your edges, including the one that my hand's covering, making sure you roll onto those. That way you're pressing very evenly throughout your whole plate. And this tool I gave to y'all, you can use that as your rolling mechanism as well. So placing it down and rolling with the carving tool would be a great thing if you don't have any mason jars or glass jars. So go ahead and use that. Roll your plate, and then once you're all the way done, you're ready to lift up and reveal. This is my final product. As you can see, it did double a little bit. That means that my plate moved, and that's okay. You can also see that my plate was a little bit dirty, so I had some red left over from printing that I did earlier today. So make sure that your plate is clean. You don't have these red marks because they will show up. And yeah, other than that, make sure you're pressing with a lot of pressure, inking very thoroughly. And then once you're ready, it's time to fold this up and you have your first note card. So as you can see, I'm going to line up the edges so my note card is even. Fold along the edge. And you can wait a little bit longer for this to dry. But there you have it. You have your first greeting card.